This tutorial is about getting gauge on your project. Knitting a gauge swatch is something few people want to do. I know I'm usually so excited to get started on my project that I will sometimes skip this step. Big mistake. Yarns and knitters can vary greatly, drastically affecting the size of your project. You don't want to spend all that time and effort on a sweater, knit it perfectly, only to find out that it doesn't fit. Gauge is much less important on a shawl or hat. However, for a sweater or top, you're smart to invest the upfront time to make sure your project is going to fit the way you want it to. Your pattern should have a section for gauge. You can see here the suggested gauge is 26 stitches and 35 rows knit on a size 3 needle. This should knit up to a 4-inch square. Here's my swatch. When I measure my 26 stockinette stitches, they're 3.5 inches. That ½ inch short, extrapolated over the project, is going to make my top much too small. I know this because it's happened to me, and it's heartbreaking. I'm a pretty tight knitter, so I often have to go up a few needle sizes to get the right size project. Similarly, if your swatch is too large, more than 4 inches, you'll just need to move down a needle size or two to make sure your project doesn't come out larger than expected. Also, in the spirit of getting 2 birds with 1 stone, I played with the contrast color I'm planning to use in this top. Your gauge swatch is a nice place to see if you like how your yarn knits up and try out any contrast colors you're using, making it a little more useful and perhaps giving you a little more motivation to knit up your gauge swatch. I knit up another 26 stitches in stockinette with a size 5 needle. This got me almost perfect gauge. My swatch is a little less than 1 row over 4 inches. I'm good with this because when I look at the sizing for this chart, I was between sizes. My bust measures 37 inches. This would give me 1¼ inch ease. I think I might want just a little more ease, so my smidge extra will likely make my top just a little bit larger, and I think that'll be perfect. You can see the pattern suggests anywhere from 0 to 4 inches positive ease. I'm thinking I'll likely have about 2 inches ease. This should be a little more than the 1 inch ease on the sample in the pattern. I also can tell there's some give here, and I can block to make it a little larger if I want to when it's finished. Also, I should mention the vertical gauge. I can see here I knit 17 rows, half the suggested, and have 2 inches. So right on gauge target. This is actually less critical than the horizontal gauge, as the pattern usually says knit X number of inches down. So if my gauge is off, that'll just be a few more or less rows that I'll knit. No problem at all. That's gauge. Easy peasy, just a little time consuming, but well worth it. Good luck with your project, and I hope this tutorial was helpful.